acceptable performance and condition, applied finished flooring shall be installed without visible ridges or depressions. Where visible ridges or depressions occur, the variation shall not exceed 6 millimeters from the specified plane.
So this article deals with the flat of the floor as opposed to the level. So compare like a wheelchair ramp out of level to a roller coaster up and down. It deals with both basement floors and floors above grade, unlike the floor out of level, which only deals with floors above grade. So if you have a concrete floor, if the builder applies a finish, it has to meet this guideline. We measure to see if there's a low spot or a high spot, and if there is it within 6 millimeters of the flat of the floor?
It falls under the 1-year work and materials warranty, and ridges and depressions caused by normal shrinkage of materials are excluded from the statutory warranty. So the action, visible ridges or depressions exceeding the acceptable condition shall be repaired. Remarks. The homeowner must maintain finished flooring in accordance with manufacturer's recommendations and prevent the accumulation of water on flooring. When evaluating texture finishes in natural or manufactured floor tiles, the compared tiles shall be from the same room or defined area. Surface variations in natural or manufactured stone tiles are considered to be desirable characteristics of the product. However, when used on a floor or walking surface, the variation should not be greater than 6 millimeters where they would constitute a trip hazard.
To measure that, we use a simple tool, 2 blocks of wood and a piece of string. The 2 blocks of wood are equal thickness, and you span the floor. This one does not just apply to a room or space, it's the entire floor area wherever the uneven areas are. So let's say the floor had waves that going this way, you would measure from the front wall to the back wall. We also use this tool for measuring ceilings uneven and bowed walls. You put your homeowner to work on this one. You ask them to point out the areas they think are uneven. So I'll ask you to be the homeowner and point out an area you feel that the floor was uneven.
Okay. How about over there?
Right in this area here?
Yep.
Okay. So the first thing you would do is get an XY axis of where they've asked you to measure, because there is a good chance that when we come in there to do a conciliation, they're going to show us a different area in the room. So make sure you note where you've measured. We use the blocks and string, and we set up 1 block on one side of the room, and this is where you put the homeowner to work. You ask them to actually hold 1 block at one end, just holding it in place. And at the other end, if the other homeowner's there, you can ask them to hold the other end. Just
Thank you.
you adjust your string to whatever width. You want to go wall to wall in the space that you're measuring. Okay, so we've now established the string line is equal to the flat of the floor. Both blocks are the same thickness. So we go and we measure a block to the floor at one end. We know it's the same at the other end because the blocks are the same size. Then we move to the areas that the homeowner felt were uneven, and you measure to the bottom of the string, and it's about 2 millimeters lower. Lower meaning there is a hump of 2 millimeters. That's within the 6 millimeter tolerance. The reason I like to have the homeowners on the end of the block, it eliminates the chance of them saying, well, they didn't hold the blocks properly, because they are holding the blocks, so they can't say that. So in this case, there is actually a hump, but it's within the tolerances. And it's as simple as that. We've taken our XY axis, measured. Again, if you can't see it, measure anyway where the homeowner wants you to measure, because you don't want to say, well, can't see it. You want an actual number. Okay, you can let go of the blocks now. Okay. Were there any questions regarding uneven floors?
I have a question. So
Sure.
with this condition that you described, what's the reason that there might be a dip in the floor?
There can be several contributing factors. The crowns in the lumber, one up, one down, side by side, or one has more crown than another. A beam running across the floor underneath. It could also just be the nature of the size of the lumber, because some of it's 5 1/4, some of it might be 5 1/2. All those things can add to that uneven appearance.
I have a question actually, and I'm not sure if it falls under this article or not, but I was looking at that lip just before you go down the stairs, and it seems really high. Would that fall under this article?
It would actually fall under this article. If it met another floor, it would be a transition, so it would fall on a different article, but in this case it does. It would be comparable to the quarried stones with uneven surfaces. So the tolerance for that would be 6 millimeters. We measure it the same way. We just measure from the top to the floor, And in this case, it's 11 millimeters, which is well beyond the 6 millimeters. So in the case of a conciliation, this would be found warranted.
How would you go about fixing that?
So in this case, the only thing you can really do is put a new nosing in that's lined up closer to the surface of the floor.